California. They are a manufacturer. They are GMP certified, and they stand behind all the products they make, and they're so confident that they're going to make a difference in the way you look, in the way you feel, that they actually back all their products with a 45-day empty bottle guarantee. And that assures you and I of only the highest quality supplements produced. My background, I actually started health. I've been in health and nutrition for quite some time. My parents were really on the forefront of that. I have been getting adjustments since I was a baby, and this is back in the early 70s, and this is in New Jersey. And I remember we would stop every week at the health food store. Now, this is in the 71, 72. The gentleman was actually Cuban, very nice man, and he always reminded me of Ricky Ricardo. I grew up taking supplements, thinking it was a natural thing, not realizing until I got to the Army that that was not the norm. So I actually served in the Army, and after the Army, I got out and I began to start school for chiropractic. I actually started my undergrad first. I received my degree from biology, and then I started University of Bridgeport Chiropractic in 1996. I'm a chiropractor. Like I said, I've been in the health field for quite some time, and I've been fortunate to be using the Life Force products since October of 1998. One of the first things that attracted me was the body balance. I've been taking products my whole entire life because the research is in. The jury's already decided. There is a tremendous benefit to supplementing with good whole food organic supplements. But one of the nice things about the body balance when I first started to take it was one of the first products that I felt a difference on. And that's kind of my background. Today I'm in California, made my way out west where I work with my wife in our practice, Natural Foundations Medical Group. We're an integrative practice. We specialize in helping people with chronic conditions, many patients who have previously been told there's nothing they could do. And also we have a kind of a cutting-edge aesthetic practice here. We do both ends of the spectrum, look good and feel good. So with that, I still use the Life Force products in our office, and Body Balance is still the number one product that patients request, right along with the Vital Spark also. And actually, we've just started to use our Life Force CBD now in the practice with great success. So with that, let's talk about why. In case you've been hiding the last 20 or 30 years, we have seen some alarming increases in diabetes, chronic health problems. One of the big issues is the whole system that we have today is really geared towards acute care medicine. Again, if you're in the U.S. and you're having an acute issue, an accident, a problem with the pregnancy, heart attack, there's no better place to be for healthcare than the U.S. We are one of the top destinations for acute care. The problem is 75% of the visits to a doctor's office or a hospital are chronic in nature. And the reason that we're having such dismal results is because you can't stick a chronic care into an acute care model. It doesn't work. There's a great movie out there. It's called Escape Fire. Escape Fire. It's on Netflix. I think it came out in 2016. It does a tremendous job of explaining why we face the challenges that we do. The system's broken, and it's going to continue to get broken unless we do something to fix it. Healthcare costs are soaring. We spend the most money on healthcare. We have the most doctors, the most hospitals. Do you know the U.S. consumes 75% of the prescription drugs, but we're only 5% of the world's population? Now, knowing all this, you would think that we place in the top 5, maybe the top 1. We don't. Overall life expectancy, we're 50 of the top 50 industrialized nations. As far as overall healthcare, top 50 industrialized nations, we rank 37th, and that's according to the World Health Organization. So the numbers don't lie. The system is broken. Really, you are your own best doctor. You know, especially when we're talking about your health, you need to take charge. You need to be responsible. Number one way for your health is diet, diet, diet. Most of us are suffering with fork and mouth disease. We're literally digging our own graves with our fork. We're consuming fast food. We're consuming food that's calorically dense but nutrient deficient. We're eating tons of sugar, tons of hidden sugar. And then we just let's throw the chemicals and the preservatives and pesticides, and we've got a recipe for disaster. It's no wonder, for the first time ever, our life expectancy is falling here in the U.S. And again, they're going to attribute that more towards the opiate epidemic, but there are a lot of other reasons in there. So what's a person to do? Well, first thing is don't stress. Easy to say now that I just caused you to have a headache. Remember this. What you do 10% of the time is not going to kill you. Focus on the 90%. And the first place to start is with your fork, right? Protein and veggies, that's the best option. If you really want to look for a very successful diet, the ketogenic diet, the paleo diet, those are some of the best things that you can do. Did you see that Weight Watchers stock took a huge drop? And they're attributing it to all these people doing the keto diet and losing weight finally. And not only that, but getting healthy. But now the other thing you need to do is you need to look at a good supplement regimen. A supplement regimen fills in the gap where everybody's diet falls short. I always tell people your basics should be a good multivitamin mineral, fills in the gap where everybody's diet falls short. To me, one of the best places to start is the Body Balance. It's the flagship product of the company. It's still the number one thing I recommend. Now, technically, it's not a multivitamin mineral, but I use it as one. And why I like it better than anything else out there, first of all, it's good for the kid. My 10-year-old son, he's been taking it since he's 1. We give him a big glass every day. It's good for teenagers. It's good for 20, 30-somethings, millennials. It's great for guys my age, 50. It's also great for grandparents. It's great for cradle to grave. I like it because it's a liquid. We have a large percentage of our patients have neuropathy. Neuropathy stands for nerve damage. And a lot of these patients are in their 60s and 70s. The most common thing that they complain about is all these pills, all these medications they're taking. They don't want to take any more pills. Body Balance is a liquid. Being a liquid is easy to take, and you have a higher absorption rate because you don't have binders, you don't have fillers. Now, it's also a whole food. It's in God's perfect balance. Now, there are two basic classes of nutrients. There's whole food nutrients and there's synthetic nutrients. I use both. You have to use both. But when you can, I feel you're always better with a whole food than you are with a synthetic supplement. And the reason for that is when you deal with man-made supplements, they're only as good as the science is today. There's so many nutrients that we have yet to discover that are in the whole food. And if you're taking a man-made supplement, they're not going to be in there. With whole foods, you get the benefits of all the known nutrients, but you also get all the benefits of the unknown nutrients. And the unknown might outweigh the known. And that's what you get with Body Balance. It's got 9 different grades of sea vegetation. Dr. Bernard Jensen, book out there called Empty Harvest. It's a great read. It's an easy read. Highly recommend you get that for your library and then read it and then loan it, because even though the book is old, it still rings true today. If anything, the problems have gotten worse. And he talked about the need for remineralization of the soil. Minerals are so important. You can live longer with a vitamin deficiency than you can with a mineral deficiency. But he talked about how to revitalize soil. And in his farm in Colorado, he said one of the best sources of minerals was sea vegetation. He used to spray sea vegetation on his organic farm. And again, that's one of the benefits of the Body Balance. You get 9 different grades of sea vegetation, one of the best sources of trace minerals on the planet. Trace minerals are so important. Even minerals are so important. We think about zinc. Many people are deficient in zinc. If you're deficient in zinc, Give me 1 second. If you're deficient in zinc, right, you're going to have immune system problems, reproductive problems, multiple issues. Think about calcium, magnesium. Calcium and magnesium are important for healthy blood pressure. Magnesium is involved in over 600 enzymatic reactions in the body. These are just a few of the minerals that we think about. Now, with Body Balance, it's also aloe vera. Aloe vera is got over 200 aspirin-like qualities, but without the side effects. We've been saying this for years, that a daily aspirin is not beneficial for cardiovascular. Finally, they come out and they say, maybe we've been wrong. And now they're recommending that you don't take that baby aspirin because of all the side effects. So remember, science is always changing. You are your own best doctor. Aloe vera is a powerful anti-inflammatory. Now, the reason this is important is because every disease process has at its base an inflammatory component. We have a fire going on, and most of us, unfortunately, instead of putting the fire out, are throwing gas on the fire. So now we look at Body Balance. We've got multiple nutrients in there. If you've not taken the Body Balance, what I recommend is you commit to it for 2 months. Now, I'm going to tell you my strategy for this. If I talk to people and I tell you that I take 4 ounces of Body Balance every day religiously, and I ask you to do the same thing, most patients are automatically going to make a judgment without looking at the facts. And they're going to say, I can't do that. So I ask you to give me 2 months. Just give me 2 months. Do 4 ounces a day, first thing in the morning, with food or without food. And after your 2 months, play with the amount you're taking and find the amount that you feel the best on. It's been my experience that the average person needs between 2 to 4 ounces a day. And I will tell you, it's been my experience that 6 out of 10 people are going to feel the liquid difference right around week 4 or week 5. It's going to be like someone turns the light switch on. Now, after they play around with their dose, they're going to find the dose they feel best on. But I've seen many people come back to me and tell me, they ask me, can I take the 4 ounces per day? Now, I always absolutely say, absolutely. Now, why are you asking me this? And they'll share with me, I was playing around. I felt really good on the 4. I cut back to 2 or 3 ounces, and it's not that I didn't feel good, but I felt so much better on 4 ounces, and I was just wondering, could I take the 4 ounces every day? And my answer is absolutely yes. Now, what's changed now between before when they rejected it and they said they can't do that? The difference is now they have the facts. They actually feel the difference, and the belief is there in the product. And that's what I found is the best way to recommend people take this. You know what? Give it 2 months. I don't think it's going to take 2 months, but in some cases it will. I think everybody will experience it. Everybody's going to experience it differently. But in my career, I found it's easier to work with the people that feel it than try to educate the people to death that don't feel it. People are going to do what people want to do. You're never going to convince anybody. Your job is never to convince them. Your job is to educate them and let them make a decision. And whatever decision they make, I'm okay with, but I always tell them it's your body, your health, and your choice. I still feel today that Body Balance is one of the best products to start people off on because it fills in so many gaps. To me, it's like baseline nutrition. It fills in the gaps every day where everybody's diet falls short. Especially for females, it can be life-changing. Now remember though, none of these products are going to treat any disease. They're not designed to do that. The body can heal itself. The body has a God-given innate intelligence. All these products are designed to do is give your body the tools and put your body in position to heal itself. So if body balance to me is the tree trunk, what would be one of the next branches? Well, let's talk about two of the branches because they go hand in hand. Osteoprocare. Now, Osteoprocare goes hand in hand with Flexio Plus. Together, it's our bone and joint combo. Now, how many people out there have aches and pains? How many people out there are worried about osteoporosis? How many people in there are worried about building the immune system? Osteoprocare is our liquid calcium. I say that, and it's more than that. But if I say liquid calcium, people are so indoctrinated about how important calcium is. Calcium, calcium, calcium. Remember, a calcium deficiency doesn't cause osteoporosis. Switzerland and the U.S. are the highest dairy-consuming nations, and they have the highest rates of osteoporosis. When you look at cows, right? When cows get older, even cows don't drink milk. But they have so much calcium in the milk. Where do they get their calcium from? The green, leafy vegetables. When you look at an infant, in the first couple of years of your life, you are growing at an exponential rate. You are maturing and growing faster than you ever will in your life. And when you look at mother's milk is one of the best sources of food for kids. It's about 2% protein. When you look at cow's milk, it's about 18% protein. Remember, what is cow's milk designed? It's designed to take that calf to 1,000, 1,500-pound calf. Breast milk is designed to take that infant and make it a mature adult. But the big difference is the amount of protein. Too much protein will cause the body to leach calcium. And that's why you want to make sure you're taking a balanced supplement. And calcium really is only one piece of the puzzle. Magnesium is much more important. And that's where the Osteoprocare is really a complete balanced supplement. We have calcium in there, calcium orotate, but we have magnesium, we have boron, we have selenium. You know we have 2,000 international units of vitamin D3. How important is vitamin D3 to your health? It is super important. We even have glucosamine and we have chondroitin in there. Now, the Osteoprocare, again, is a liquid. Being a liquid, you have a much higher absorption rate. Take a tablespoon in the morning after breakfast and take a tablespoon after dinner. That's the RDA for the Osteoprocare. Now, one of the things in there, some people might be a little sensitive to the magnesium. They might get a little bit of a loose bowel. This is common in the Osteoprocare. Now, the first thing to always note is you're getting rid of stuff. And I don't know about you, but that stuff, that loose bowel, that stuff that you're getting rid of, you shouldn't want to keep, right? It's good. It's a good thing to get rid of that. But in these circumstances, again, taking it with food will help dramatically. And if someone needs to, they can cut that dose in half, a teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon at night. And probably in 2 to 3 weeks, they'll be able to go with that dose on a regular basis. Now, sometimes patients love taking the Osteoprocare all at once at night because when they wake up in the morning, it's a healthy bowel movement. And that would be another option for that. So the Osteoprocare is great for overall bone and joint health. Now, there is glucosamine and chondroitin in the Osteoprocare, and I always get asked, what do you think about it? Glucosamine and chondroitin. I said, I think it's great. One of the problems I find, though, is most people are taking glucosamine sulfate. Now, glucosamine sulfate works really well, but because it has a sulfate attached to it, you need stomach acid to break it down properly. So in order to take it correctly, you need to take it a half hour before you eat. You need to take it on an empty stomach because you need the acid, the stomach acid, to break that down. I find most people take it incorrectly. The other thing you want to know is that really you need to take it 8 to 12 weeks consistent use before you start to realize the benefits. So those are my thoughts on glucosamine sulfate. I love the fact that LifeForce uses glucosamine hydrochloride. You already have that HCl attached to it, so you can take it on an empty stomach, you can take it on a full stomach, it doesn't matter. The other thing I'll mention is this is why the company came out with a product called Flexio Plus. Flexio Plus is really our heavy-duty joint supplement. Now, the Osteo Pro Care tastes great. The Body Balance tastes great. The Flexio Plus is going to have a bit of a bite to it. But I tell people, choose discomfort or taste. And now the easy thing, too, with the Flexio, you can take it under your tongue where there are no taste buds. You can also mix it with your Body Balance, right? That disguises the taste. But the Flexio Plus is very easy to take. The recommended serving for the Flexio Plus is 1 teaspoon per day. Now, 4 full droppers equals 1 teaspoon. And I always tell people, just like we load up with the Body Balance, you can really load up with the Flexio Plus. 0 to 10, 0 is no discomfort, 10 is death or childbirth. If the person tells me their average is a 0 to 2, I tell them 1 teaspoon a day is sufficient. That means they're going to go through 1 bottle a month. If they tell me they're a 3, 4, or 5, I tell them 2 teaspoons a day. And I need to get them 2 bottles for the first month. If they're a 6 or a 7 or an 8, I tell them 3 teaspoons a day. Do 2 in the morning, 1 at night, or 1 breakfast, 1 lunch, 1 dinner. And I get them 3 bottles for the first month. If they're in that 8, 9, or 10 range, I go right to 4 teaspoons a day, 2 teaspoons twice a day. And again, they're going to go through a bottle every week. Now, what makes the Flexio Plus so special? Well, first of all, we have glucosamine in there, but we also have MSM. The MSM is amazing in the fact that it can go to work immediately. They discovered MSM from a product called DSMO. DSMO was used on racehorses. In fact, I had a patient come in Saturday, and he's been buying the DSMO and putting it on his knee, and he swears by it. The problem with that is it smells like, it's sulfur, so it smells like rotten eggs. Oh my gosh, you could smell him when he came into the office. But the MSM has the same benefits of the DSMO, just without that nasty smell. And MSM can go to work immediately. We also have vitamin K in the Flexio Plus. Vitamin K is so important. It's important for the clotting factor. It's important for healthy bone and tissue formation. Again, if you're on a blood thinner, vitamin K would be contraindicated. But vitamin K also prevents the calcification of your arteries. Vitamin K is so important. And there's a really good amount of vitamin K in the Flexio Plus. We have ifraflavone. We again have zinc. And we also have vitamin C. Vitamin C is so important. One thing to note, there is a good amount of zinc in there. And there is a percentage of us out there that if we take zinc on an empty stomach, we're going to get queasy. You're not going to throw up, but you may feel like you will have to throw up. And so I always recommend they take Flexio with food or after food, because I don't know who's going to get nauseous, who's not. But one of the things that I have found, if you don't tell somebody this, and they get that queasy feeling, they're never going to take it again. So if they take it on a full stomach, they won't have that. Now, someone said to me the other day, well, why didn't they put the vitamin K in the Osteo Pro Care? And that's a great question. And the answer is because, again, we have a large percentage of the population that are on blood thinners. And if we had the vitamin K in there, that would be contraindicated for them. So not that vitamin K is not important, but at least this allows us to serve those people that are on a blood thinner. Now, the other thing with the Flexio Plus, just like the gentleman was rubbing the DSMO on his knee, you can rub this on your ankle, your knee. It'll actually be absorbed through the skin. I've got some people that put it under their eyes for the puffiness, And for the black guys, the dark circles, they swear by it. And the other thing, too, is pets. You can actually use this with your dogs. It works tremendous wonders with that. So that's the body balance. That's our Flexio Plus. That's our Osteo Pro Care. Let's cover the Vital Spark. The Vital Spark is our heart-healthy product. It's our nitric oxide product, but it's really more than that. It's our 7-in-1 formula. We treat a lot of neuropathy patients. Remember, neuropathy has over 100 different causes, but it's one of the fastest-growing conditions. It can strike anybody, but it typically strikes people in their 50s, their 60s, and 70s. The number one cause of neuropathy is diabetes. And the reason neuropathy is on the rise is because diabetes is on the rise. Now, neuropathy just means damage to the nerve. Peripheral neuropathy means away from the center of the spine. So one of the things with neuropathy we see is inflammation and circulation, right? That's a common theme. There are other issues, but inflammation, circulation, and a lot of these people are on metformin and these drugs, and one of the things they do is they deplete the body of your B vitamins, and B vitamins are so important for the health of the nerves. That's why I love the Vital Spark for these patients, because it really is a 7-in-1 formula. First of all, we have vinnitrate, and that's the clinical component in there that actually has research on it. It's actually made from red beet. Now, what is nitric oxide? Well, first of all, it's not laughing gas. Laughing gas is different. That would be illegal. You get that at your dentist's office, right? Nitric oxide is actually secreted by the endothelial linings of your blood vessels. It's important for nerve transmission. It's important for circulation. And as we get older, by the time we're 50, we're probably producing 50 to 75% less of what we used to produce when we were 18. Now, again, one of the best sources of nitric oxide is red beets and root vegetables. So add more to your diet. Also, exercise can increase your nitric oxide production. Different therapies like lasers. I've been using lasers for 18 years. They are amazing in healing patients. One of the mechanisms how they help heal the body is they increase the body's production of nitric oxide. So anything that can increase the body's own production of nitric oxide is going to be beneficial for health. And that's why I love the Vital Spark. But we also have your full component of B complex, organic B vitamins. Not just the B12, we have everything in there. And again, I used to give patients, I've been using nitric oxide for years, and I used to have to give them 2 or 3 products. Now I just give them the Vital Spark. And again, you have your full component of B vitamins. You have vitamin D3. You have pig nodule, pine bark extract. That in itself is an excellent supplement for antioxidant, elasticity of the arteries. You even have curcumin and turmeric. They're powerful anti-inflammatories. It's really such a great product. Now, you can take this first thing in the morning, 6 to 8 ounces of water. You'll find that if you use warmer water, not ice cold tap water, but if you use like room temperature, it actually mixes really well. It's got a tart taste to it. It's not got sugar in there, so you don't have to worry about that. You can also use it as a pre-workout drink. Again, if you're exercising, you're running, you could use it like 20 or 30 minutes before you exercise. It's such a great product. Again, I like this product. This is another high-impact product that we have because I find that a lot of people feel it after the first time they take it. They definitely feel the B complex in there, and they definitely, it's not like a train rush. It's not like it's a caffeine, but they're going to get increased energy from it. If you have someone with blood pressure, you got to be careful, right? because you're going to see how great this is. But you could double somebody up on this too. I mean, I have a lot of people that recommend anybody with a blood pressure issue double the dose. So again, the Vital Spark to me is another baseline nutrition, something everybody should take every day to fill in the gap, where everybody's diet falls short, especially when we think about this. Under the age of 65, the number one cause of death is actually heart disease. And one of the first signs of heart disease is you're having a heart attack. It's called the silent killer. Now, cholesterol is not the cause of heart disease. 50%, I think the stats are something like 50% or more of people that have heart attacks have normal cholesterol. The big problem is inflammation. So that's our recap. Let's talk about our CBD, our liquid gold product. It's our liquid green product. I tell you what, when you look at some of the number one searches going on right now as we speak, CBD is about as hot as it comes, right? CBD is here to stay. It is quickly getting big. Now, I have a patient that actually has a facility that manufactures THC, and he's selling it legally to the 500 dispensaries in California. And he is lamenting the fact, and this is interesting, you don't need a license per se for the CBD as of yet. You do need a license for THC, but because he has a license for THC, he can't get involved with CBD. And the reason he's lamenting that is because the CBD is going to be such a bigger market than THC. It's going to eclipse that quickly. I have so many people that come in, and because of their conditions, they're asking me what I think about CBD. I think it's amazing. Mercola has some really good information out there. They just came out with the first case, and it's from England, a gentleman actually shrinking the size of his tumors, and they're attributing that to CBD. Now, there is a fight for CBD. When you look at WebMD and you do that research, there are going to be a lot of people poo-pooing it and saying, well, a lot of the research is anecdotal and, you know, it's more of old wives' tales. They're really downplaying that. And that's just not true. The first two pharmaceutical medications are coming to market, and they're for seizures. I don't know what the price is going to be, but it's probably going to be expensive. And again, remember, there is a time and a place. Never go off medication without first talking to your doctor. And never self-medicate. That's not smart. Always check with your doctor. But remember, I don't care what medication it is, all medications have side effects. Now, I just got the information. Northern California, they cleared out a store selling this full spectrum CBD. It's interesting. California, one of the first states to legalize it. And a lot of people are baffled by this. Why would they go take it off a store shelf? Cutting into the competition. When you look at the legal reports, it says that CBD is a drug. And that tells you all you need to know. The question becomes, if I can purchase this CBD and it's effective and it's good for seizures and all these other benefits, and it only costs me $70 to $80, $90, why would I spend $1,000 to $1,500 a month on the medication? And there's all the answers you need. What's driving this? You are your own best doctor. You need to take charge of your health. Sometimes the answer is complicated, but sometimes it's simple. So you're already starting to see this whole big battle come to the forefront. Now, the good thing about Life Force's CBD, and this is why I'm very excited about this. You know, when you look at the product, when you look at the company is very conservative. And they don't formulate these products with the kitchen sink in mind. Anybody has heard me speak before, they know what I mean when I say the kitchen sink. You know, there's some products out there, and you look at the label, and you say, oh my gosh, there's everything in here, and the kitchen sink is in here too. This must be a great product. But then you look and you start to do the research, and you'll see there's not enough of the ingredient in there to have a clinical outcome. So then why do they put it in there? Well, they want to impress the consumer. They want to throw everything in there to make it look like it's good, but really there's not a clinically significant amount of ingredients in there. And it's really more designed for show than it is for delivery. And so when you look at the Life Force products, you're going to see a lot of thought, a lot of research goes into the formulations of these products. They're not thrown together haphazardly. And that's why when you think about Body Balance was introduced in 1986, and it's still such a great product. That shows you that when you come out with something that works, you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. It's the same thing when you look at our CBD products they came out with. It is an isolate. It doesn't have any THC. You're not going to get high off of that. You don't have to worry about it if you do get drug tested. You don't have to worry about it if you want to give it to your child. Dr. Bob D, a young girl, high school, I think maybe 15 years old. It's sad when we see these kids like those suicides. It breaks my heart. There's a lot more reasons for these things happening, but these poor kids are just, they're getting stressed out beyond belief. And a lot of times they're giving these antidepressant medications and these other medications, and it really does break my heart. They started giving her the Life Force CBD, and she actually felt better just the second day on it. It's such a great product. Now, when you look at our bottle, it's 1,000 milligrams. Now, when you look at the price, too, not only is it an amazing combination, but they priced it at such a beautiful point. Do you know that many other companies out there are selling 500 to 750 milligrams for the same price we're selling the 1,000 milligrams? So not only is it an amazing formulation, but it's priced at the same price that many companies are delivering 500 to 750 milligrams. So it's a great value. Now, if you break that down, you're going to get 33.33 milligrams per dropper full. Take it under your tongue and let it sit there for a couple seconds. You're going to start to sublingually absorb it, and then you can swallow it. Now, this is more for systemic. And with the CBD, remember, your body has cannabinoid receptors in your body. Your body actually has receptors in there for cannabinoids. And those are the components in the CBD that are healthy for you. So you can't tell me that your body's not meant to take this if your body has God-given receptors already in there for it. I can tell you that CBD is such another dynamite product. Again, Life Force is slowly bringing out the next products in their line, but this is such a great product. We've started now to use that in our practice also, and I do use it myself. And I can tell you, you know, everybody is anxious. Everybody has a little bit of anxiety. For me, it's the office. You know, we have multiple employees, multiple patients. Not only that, but in California, forget about treating a patient. It's so hard to run a business in California. Just to turn the light switch on. There's so many rules and regulations. And unfortunately, sometimes when I'm trying to go to bed at night, my brain is spinning. I'm sitting there trying to go to sleep, and I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, all the things I didn't do, all the stresses, all these things. And sometimes you can get a little anxious, and I can tell you that when I've been taking the Life Force product, it's knocked it all out. I don't have that brain chatter, that white noise going down in my brain. And it's helped me dramatically to sleep better. I don't think it's helping to knock me out, but it's taking away that white noise in my brain that my brain keeps running through every night. And I've been sleeping so much better on it. Hence, I'm waking up feeling so much better. So I can highly recommend that you guys try that CBD if you haven't started with it. And again, all the products have that 45-day empty bottle guarantee. If for any reason you're not 100% completely happy, call the company, send back the empty bottle, get your money back. But I can tell you that's how confident the company feels that you're not going to want to return those products. We have products that people need, and I can show you why they need the products. Heck, just look at the shape of the U.S. And remember, the U.S. is not alone. Any other industrialized nation is going to have the same challenges. Why? We're exporting our culture everywhere. And there's multiple studies about this to show you how diet and lifestyle. They have indigenous populations. Western Price has written a great book. Western Price was a dentist. One of the things he studied with the Aborigine tribe. And what he noticed, any of these people that followed the royal diet, the culture diet, they had beautiful teeth, beautiful square jaws. They didn't need their wisdom teeth removed. Why are our wisdom teeth? Why do we have to have all these cavities? Why are we having our teeth pulled? Why are our jaws narrowing? And that's because of diet and lifestyle. There are two indigenous people. We have in Mexico, one stayed in their environment, the other one legally immigrated to Texas. And within 50 years in doing research and follow-up, the people that stayed in Mexico and followed their standard rural diet don't have diabetes, aren't obese, don't have cancer, don't have dental problems, don't have cavities. The people that came to Texas and adopted the American way of life are obese, have diabetes, have cancer, have all these issues. So diet and lifestyle is really your number one source. And then you really need to look at good whole food nutrition. I love the body balance. I love the spark. To me, that is one of the most important things. You want to change people's lives, get them on the body balance and spark. And the reason I say we have high impact products is because a lot of our products, not all of them, but a lot of our products, people will feel quickly. And if you can get them to feel a difference, they get that wow, then they're going to be much more open to the next suggestion. And that's important. And if they get that wow, they're going to be compliant. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I want to wish everybody a very safe, a very healthy week, very prosperous week. We got some good things coming down the pipe. We're going to make some announcements coming up here. We have our new Change Your Lifestyle and Change Your Life with our CBD product. That'll be coming out shortly. Nate Kalima, tomorrow night, he's doing our overview on CBD. So if you have anybody that wants to learn about CBD and the impact it's going to make and how to share the CBD, get them on that call. If you have new customers, new people who have issues with the product, get them on this call. I want to thank everybody. I want to wish everybody a great week, and I want to remind everybody, good health isn't expensive. Good health is priceless. Remember, great book out there, Bonnie Ware, Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. Number 2, I wish I would have worked less. Most people, when they're checking out, wish they would have spent less time working in the office. And what's the lesson here? Take time to smell the roses. Spend time with your family. Spend more time doing the things that you enjoy. Life Force can help you do that. You know, if you find something you love to do, you never have to work a day in your life. I've been sharing the Life Force products for 21 years. It's not work. It's a love for me. I love doing it. The other thing everybody said was they never realized how valuable an asset their health was until they lost it. So the key here is, remember, it's easier to maintain your health than it is to regain it once you lose it. Now, take heart, have hope. If you've fallen off the wagon, you can get back on. It starts with one step. This journey towards wellness starts with one step at a time. But remember, if you're well, it's easier to stay well. If you don't take the time to be well, you're going to take the time to be sick. So please, please, take the time to be well. Good night, everybody.
Tony. Good night, Tom.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.